Today's adventure. This is a 99 E350 and the suspension is virtually identical, just lighter, in an 86 F-150 I have. So I think it's pretty much the same method. Those radius arm bushings are worn out. This is what they look like. This is what the radius arm bushings look like. This is the factory one, and the new ones are both like this. So they join together that way. So this one goes right through the bracket on one side, but this splits it so that each one goes halfway in. So there's a hard plastic spacer. This fits on top of it like that. The bracket is in between them. This goes to the front, the cup washer, and the flat washer, here's the new one, goes to the back. And then the nut goes on and is bottomed out on the shaft, on the radius arm, and then just torqued up. So I'll show you how it comes apart on the other side. Now everything's loose. Those 3 bolts aren't that tight, but I think 60 foot-pounds is what I would go with. And the big nut is loose, you can see. And I'll just keep undoing stuff. And then I'll use the jack later, but initially I just have to pry that down, get the bracket off. Once the nut is off, of course, replace the rubber. And I'll use silicone spray so that everything goes back together and slips into place. And then we'll do the reassembly. I put the silicone spray on everything. So this one looks like I've got enough wear on it that I can get it on without having the bracket on at the same time. The other side, if I put the bracket on, tried to put the bracket on afterwards, I couldn't get the bushing through this hole here. But I've lubed everything up, so I will try and put it on there, and then the back bushing and the washer and the nut. And then later I pry it, once the bracket is on, sideways, this way. See, it goes up there on the frame, so like that. I'll put that all together, but this way, because it's too hard to get it to slide onto the frame. Where's all these reflections going? It's too hard to get that onto the frame at the same time as put the bushing on. So I put it on sideways, pry it down, spin it around, put it up, line up the bolts, start them, and then tighten everything up. The mounting bracket first, and then I do the nut up on this later. I don't think it was torqued to 150, but that's a pretty big bolt. It's bottoming out, so you're just torquing it against the shaft really. So I'm going to put it at 150. These ones, I'm not making any recommendations. That's what I'm doing. You do what you want. Those ones I'm going to do up to 60. They weren't that tight either, so might have been they worked loose a bit, but I doubt it. But anyway, they're good quality bolts as well. The 60 is not going to do any damage. There it is in place. See how far I put the nut on. It still allows the bracket to turn, so I can put it into position. And then I'll use this 3/4 drive ratchet to pry the radius arm down. I can spin the bracket and get it up onto the frame. Next step coming up. So there's the floor jack holding it up. Got it pretty much in position. You can see it's short of the holes. which means I got to compress that a bit more to pull it forward. Otherwise it just gets to be awkward. That's what I'll do. I'll compress that some more, tightening up the nut. That'll pull this bracket forward, then get it closer to get the bolts in. The bolt is, the nut is bottomed out now, so that's as much as that will compress. You can see it's still out, still sitting back at the holes. I think that's because the jack is pushing it that way. So I'm going to reposition the jack, and hopefully that'll make it swivel more. Once I have one bolt in, I can take the jack away, and then I can pry it into position and get another one in, and then the third one should be pretty easy. And then I'll torque up that, and I'll torque up these. I'm going with 60 foot-pounds and 150 on that. And this was definitely not 150 foot-pounds when I broke it free, and I doubt those were 60, but the bolt sizes will take it. So that's what I'm doing. When in doubt, read the instructions. Last resort. It says the brackets are 75 to 90 foot-pounds, and the nut on the end of the radius arm itself is 100 foot-pounds. So I guess I'll readjust that. By the way, to finish off with any relevant information, you can see it's overbuilt for durability. Supreme. X Factor. And these are polyurethane. Cost me 25 bucks Canadian. Couldn't believe it. For a full set with washers. So the nut on the end of the radius arm is metric, but 1 1/8 inch socket fits nicely, especially if you got a 6 point instead of 12 point. And the bracket bolts are 15 millimeter. So I did those up to 85 foot-pounds. I'm leaving the radius arm at 150, and because it was, well, I don't think it was 150, but I'm quite sure it was more than 100 when I took it off. And that is a big bolt, so doing a lot of work on a heavy vehicle. So that's what I'm going with. Now it says to check toe in, which was out before, so I definitely would be checking that. I've taken off the front hubcaps because I need a bare rim. I need a bare rim because this is my gauge that I use. Put a laser pointer on it, and I fit it in the rim there. So I'm going to expand this to make it fit properly. So this is a 16-inch rim. This is set up for a 15-inch rim, and lo and behold, it's an inch more. Funny that. So I'll do that, and then I can check. I'll move the motorhome over to here and shine the laser against that door with the wheel perfectly straight and see what the toe in is and just what I have to do to change it. How do I ensure that the bolts are the same length and the bar is even, you may ask? Well, you take this cheap little digital level, zero it on any surface, then check the bar. And there you have it. A level bar. So you can see I have to adjust it a bit, which I will do. Yeah, there we go. So pretty darn close. See if I can adjust it. Let's try again. Cement floor, 0. Zero. Okay. It's all locked up, ready to go. I think. One thing I did not realize earlier, I should have, is this having dualies, it's wider at the back. Usually what I do is I use the laser forward and then laser backwards, and then I take the difference over the distance. That's making it a little harder. I might have to resort to the tape measure method, but it visibly looks like it's towing out still. So anyway, this is basically the method. This having 8 bolts, wheel's got to be fairly, or the bolts have to be fairly level in the middle. So that goes on each part of the rim. Make sure it's the same spot, and I don't have any play back and forth, so I measured that correctly, which is hard to believe. Then I take this laser measurer, line it up. If you look out there, you can see I've made a pencil line. The laser's not showing up too well, but green masking tape. There's a pencil line right where the laser is shining. Just about 4 inches away from that blade of grass. So, and it's over a pretty good distance, so it's not hard to calculate that. Now, problem is I can't shine backwards, but I can get a rough idea of where it sits on the fender well here, the step. So I'll compare that side to side initially, before I bug my wife to crawl around on the floor with the ground with a tape measure. I just stood up under the mirror on the other side, which I've done, I don't know, 4 or 5 times. So if I don't make any sense, you'll know what's going on besides what's normal. So what I did was I resorted to the tape measure, only because I was getting, when I did it with the bar on each side, it was coming up even with the step, and obviously I can't count on the steps being exactly the same distance from the cab depending how they're mounted, so I had to check, and I couldn't, it doesn't give the beam inside the step, so because of the distance I could adjust it all down, but then I've got problems clearing the hub, so that wouldn't work either. So you find exactly the same spot. So I took this one that's longer on each side, first one in. Fortunately these grooves are quite straight on these tires, and then I measure from there the exact same point on the other side. And I go to the back with the same spot, as close to 180 as I can get, which was this one here, and go to the other side, and I get 71 and a half in the front, 71 and 5/8 in the back. So it's towing in 1/8 of an inch. Now I'll have to check the specs, but typically it's 1/16 to 1/8, and this has big tires, so it's high profile 16-inch rims. So I will make sure that that's correct, but 1/8 inch should be okay from my experience, but I'll clarify. So that's the manual way of doing a tow in. If it weren't for the dualies, it would be easier. I didn't think that through, but if you do make a bar that's useful like this, where it fits between the grooves of the rim right there, make it as tight as possible, make sure it's even distance exactly, so it's perfectly level of whatever surface, straight with whatever surface, and then you can use a laser like that and measure front, measure back, and then you'll know, and then calculate over your distance. So that's all I could do for now, and I did it by myself. This tape measure does not lock, so it has a fast or a slow intake. Great, very useful. So I taped it there to jam it around 74 inches, so I had enough to play with. And then I used some Gorilla tape on the tire to hold the tape on this side in the right spot so that I could go to the other side and actually measure it. So, any port in a storm, as they say. What works is good.
Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, or even notify, or any of the above, or all of the above. Thank you.